Okay, so I'm back again today with another video, but this one it should be a ton shorter since there's only one article. And this is an article from a publication called Defense One, which I assume is a publication specific to the military. Now, I mentioned in the last video about Trump's address, his 20 minutes rambles, and among other things, he declared that because it's the 250th anniversary of the United States, he's going to be cutesy and give a warrior bonus to the military of $1,776 each. What he didn't explain, and what I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't think about, because to some people, unless it's something they don't like, they don't ask about where the money's coming from. This is, we do know where it's coming from, and turns out it's not as great as one might think, regardless of what you think of the actual amount. This turns out to be not that great. So anyway, to the article, Trump rebrands congressionally approved troop housing subsidy as warrior dividend bonus. Just think about that. Congress approved money for a certain thing, which is, in this case, a housing subsidy, which would be great for the military. And instead, he's going to make it a warrior bonus, which God only knows then if this is the amount that they would have gotten. It's entirely possible they would have gotten much more. So that just makes it. But anyway, to the article. Maybe it'll explain something. President Donald Trump's $1,776 checks for more than 1 million troops announced Wednesday come from congressionally allocated reconciliation funds intended to subsidize housing allowances for service members, a senior administration official confirmed. During a primetime TV address, Trump said he was proud to announce that 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special we call warrior dividend before Christmas. He added that to honor the nation's founding, we are sending every soldier $1,776. Think of that, and the checks are already on the way. The senior administration official told Defense One in an emailed statement late Wednesday evening that Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth directed the Pentagon to distribute $2.6 billion as a one-time basic allowance for housing supplement to all eligible service members ranks 0 to 6 and below. Congress appropriated $2.9 billion to the Department of War to supplement the basic allowance for housing entitlement within the One Big Beautiful Bill, the senior official said. Approximately 1.28 million active component military members and 174,000, reserve component military members will receive this supplement. Top congressional leaders have repeatedly pushed Pentagon officials during confirmation hearings to commit to following lawmakers' guidance for the more than $150 billion allocated for defense in the One Big Beautiful Bill reconciliation legislation. The $2.9 billion meant to subsidize the basic allowance for housing, the monthly payment to cover troops' off-base expenses such as rent, mortgage, and utilities, known as BAH, come as some service members have struggled to make the most of the benefit. A January 27th RAND report examining BAH for Army personnel said the Defense Department should better assess methodology amid rapid changes to the housing market. BAH is generally adequate for Army personnel, though not necessarily when the housing market is changing rapidly and dramatically as it has in recent years, the report said. Furthermore, while our analysis of housing choices and expenditures among military personnel and of their locational amenities points to an overall positive picture with respect to BAH, a substantial though minority share of members report dissatisfaction with BAH. So, we're taking money from already a program that doesn't adequately help their members, and we're using it so Trump can show how wonderful he is by giving service members money that Congress had already appropriated to the military. Okay. Active duty and reserve troops on active duty orders 31 days or more in duration as of November 30th, 2025 are eligible for the benefit if they're 0 to 6 or below, the senior administration official said. President Trump's administration recognizes the hard work of our service members with this one-time warrior dividend, which places funds directly in the hands of our military members and their families, helping to improve their housing and quality of life, the senior administration official said. So, because members have expressed dissatisfaction with a certain program, Trump is going to make it seem like he's putting money in people's hands. Maybe it'll work out. I'm not going to say that it couldn't possibly be bad, but like I said, how much money are we talking per service member? You know, is the 1,776 dividend the adequate number, or are they being gypped just so Trump can show how of the people he is, or whatever nonsense he thinks he's doing? Last week, the Defense Department announced the 2026 BAH rates, which are set to increase by an average of 4.2% on January 1st, 2026. During hearings, Senate Armed Services Chairman Senator Roger Wicker, a Republican from Mississippi, has said much of the funding of the Defense Reconciliation Bill is unspecific and will technically be at the discretion of the Defense Department. He has repeatedly asked nominees if they commit to following the Congress's spending recommendations and defense reconciliation unequivocally. Okay. Yes, discretionary spending is never a bad sign, especially when you have an alcoholic at the head of it. Yeah. Others like SASC ranking member Senator Jack Reed, a Democrat from Rhode Island, had reportedly expressed skepticism that the Pentagon will follow intended plans for the funds. What makes you think that? My sense is they already have an idea of what they want to do, and they'll try to do it, Reed said. Some of it will be consistent with what we're doing, but some things, I think, inevitably will be their own initiatives, their own sense of what's important, even if we don't agree or don't support it. Wicker praised the $1,776 checks in a Thursday statement, noting that they would accompany the planned BAH increases and a nearly 4% pay increase for troops included in the 2026 Defense Policy Bill recently passed by the House and Senate. I commend President Trump's swift action to implement the additional funding Congress provided to help offset housing costs for service members, the SASC chair said. This reflects a shared commitment across Congress and the Department to strengthen the quality of life for our troops. Spokespeople for Reid and other SASC Democrats have not answered requests for comment as of Thursday afternoon. Some lawmakers have been scrutinizing the Trump administration's reallocation of military funding. Last week, a report from Senator Elizabeth Warren, a Democrat from Massachusetts, and Representative John Garamendi, a Democrat from California, noted that the $2 billion has been diverted to border enforcement from other purposes in DoD and the Homeland Security Department, including building and improving barracks, maintenance hangars, and elementary schools. So maybe that this is their cover. It's like, look at this great thing that we're doing, even as we make it impossible for you guys to do anything else because we're sending everything to the border. Awesome. Anyway, that is the end of that article. So yeah, that's just wonderful news. I mean, first off, why are we, throwing money at the Defense Department saying, oh yeah, you can use it any way you wish? Seriously. What the heck? That just sounds like bad. Like something, this is not going to end well. I really do hope that the troops' housing situation does look good, that this does somehow improve something. That would be great. I mean, I want this country to succeed, so I want Trump to stumble ass backwards into something good. Just that I don't expect him to do that. So anyway, that is all I have for this video. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.